All right, everybody, it's me, Gregory Manarino. It is still Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. It's going to be a little difficult for me to not joke around a little bit here because that's kind of like my nature, and I think I'm going to. So this is my post-market wrap-up. Now, I guess I have some good news for all of us, and I want you to take a big sigh of relief. Well, apparently I was wrong. The Federal Reserve today, their Beige book on economic activity around the United States, we're doing good. The Fed says the economy is doing well. So, we can forget about the news we got today. The private payrolls number, let's see, they were expecting 173,000. We got 27,000. We got manufacturing and industrial production literally falling off of a cliff. We have business spending, which has actually stopped. But no, the Fed said their Beige book. I mean, Google it yourself. Just came out today. It's all good. As a matter of fact, some of the members of the Fed said it's better than they actually anticipated. But what I want to know is what happened yesterday. You remember the Freak show yesterday? We had Freak 1, Jay Powell, and Freak 2, the Vice Chair Clarita. They said they would do whatever it takes. This is their words, not Greg Manarino's, to prop everything up. And that's how we got that 500-point rally yesterday. And today, despite what was, I guess I was wrong again. It wasn't bad economic news. The Fed's Beige book is saying it's all good. Stocks did finish up higher. Dow put on about 200 points. How many of you traders out here liked the charade that was played on this market? Hey, that rhymes. During the last 20 minutes, some hardcore buying the last 20 minutes there. So, again, yield curve doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I mean, I guess nothing is broken, like I said in the video I did this morning, because the Fed is saying that Greg Manarino here and most of you are out of your minds. You have no idea what you're talking about. Our economy is going strong as President Trump says it is. So here we have, and who am I to argue, honestly, the President of the United States and the central bank of central banks, the Federal Reserve, both saying the same thing. So maybe I'm just going to hang it up after today because I'm obviously wrong. You're obviously wrong too. I'm obviously making a joke here. And you can't make this stuff up if you even tried. Yesterday was a panic. I think they paraded those two guys out there because there was panic simply because the yield curve is a disaster area and it is a time bomb waiting to go off. Meanwhile, you got Fed officials coming out even today telling you to ignore the yield curve. Just ignore it. Look here. Look at what the stock market did. Don't look at what's going on here in the bond market. No. You're supposed to stay in line. Remember that. Just stay in that line and just repeat whatever they say. Just like they want you to do. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're not stupid and we're not blind. People, have you ever seen, sincerely, I mean, it was bad under the last guy, Obama. He was truly another liar of epic proportions, and his Federal Reserve under Janet Yellen. I mean, their tag team over there was pretty epic. This one is just as epic. There's no, it's different people, same narrative. So who's right? Who's wrong? Why do they need to lie? Why? Why is it? Seriously. Why do you believe they need to lie? I'm going to tell you why. It's pretty simple. This is my take, and I still do want to hear yours. This is what's going on here, right where I live in Las Vegas. Homelessness is exploding. I've been out here for a while now. I've never seen anything like it. We have tent villages, which include children. It makes me almost want to cry, I swear to you. Out here in Vegas. And they're living in these tent villages underneath overpasses. They're living in drainage tunnels. Right over here, from my second floor, I can see there's an open area over there. There was some tents and some people living over there too. Well, the cops came and rounded them all up too. Now, I am hearing from people like in waves how this is going on everywhere they live. Someone I know I spoke to earlier today, he said, you know, Greg, I live out here in Vegas like you. I said, yeah. He goes, well, I travel to LA all the time. He goes, you think it's bad here? He goes, you have no idea of what it's like over in LA. And I got people writing to me all over the country telling me about what's going on. People, we are in the midst of the development of a two-tier society, just like I have explained to you for years and years. We are marching right into an extreme situation of haves and have-nots. Remember, there is no middle class anymore. The middle class is gone. The normal middle class is not a person buried in debt beyond their eyeballs, struggling to pay bills. A middle class person used to be someone that was able to get by nicely, support their family on one income, be able to send their kids to school, have a decent car. That's middle class. Middle class today is taking on a new meaning. People that, again, are burdened under debt like they have never had before. Don't take my word for this. Consumer debt, personal debt, household debt at new record highs every single week that goes by. These same people, if they lost the ability to continue to borrow, would immediately fall to the lower rung and probably end up in a Hooverville. That's what we're seeing all over America, the resurgence of Hoovervilles. It gets worse than that. Most of you know I practiced medicine for 20 years. I am very proud to say that. I've had the opportunity and privilege to save lives. Hundreds over the years. Hundreds. I'm telling you, here and now, we're starting to see a resurgence again of diseases that are starting, unfortunately, in the unsanitary conditions that are developing in these Hoovervilles all over the United States. It's just a matter of time before these diseases start to bleed out into the general population. This is a phenomenon that we've seen throughout history, too, in the same kinds of situations. So if you do not think this is going to affect you and your kids directly, if you don't start opening your mouth, well, you're in for a rude awakening. People, this is not just about money. I sit here and I talk about the markets because that's what I know. I can sit here and talk about medicine too because that's what I know. I've been out of practice for years. That's the truth. But I still have an idea of what's going on here. This is about us. It's not about one person. It's not about one party. It's about taking in the bigger picture, looking at what's going on around you and doing something about it. Not just sitting back here and doing nothing. Anyway, I hope more and more people will understand where we are, where this is going in. It's, again, I have said that when this comes down, it's going to be biblical. And I don't just mean from a financial standpoint. Again, a two-tier society, it's here for the most part. Hoovervilles are going to start to spring up in your backyard. Sadly, disease is going to come with that. All right? And you are not immune. You are not immune to it. So disease, famine, starvation, and death, it's all coming. It's all coming, and it's coming to you, right to your front door. It really is. So start to understand that the lies like this, everything is all good, that you're hearing are nothing but lies. It's a cover-up of truly epic proportions. Just open your own eyes. Use your God-given gifts to take in what's going on around you, what's happening to the people in your own communities. Start paying attention, because I can promise you, if you don't, it's going to come and get you too. No doubt about that. This guy right here, this guy, I don't know who that guy is. Love you very much. And I mean that with all my heart. It's the truth. I'll see you tomorrow. And that's it for me for today.